Hello friends, welcome to my living room. Today I'm going to try to work on my art supplies in preparation for a move to mom's. So here we have my art desk, and in the bedroom that we're probably going to have a work surface, but it's going to be a standing and sitting work surface, so I really don't think I can have anything sitting on the surface in the room. So I need to work on clearing off all the surface stuff. I don't mind having stuff next to the table because I will have room for stuff to be next to the table. So if I stack things and organize next to the table, that's okay. But my goal is to not have anything on the surface. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get there because I've never really had an art desk that didn't have anything on the surface. But it seems like every one of these videos I say, I'm not sure how far I'm going to get, and I'm always surprised at how far I actually do get. So, and over here, I have the white drawers that I emptied out of my stationery. So my hope is to use those drawers in organizing these supplies. I do think all of my art pieces back here, will probably have to go into storage, probably in the drawer. White drawer that has other ones in it. We'll see how much I can fit in there. Those drawers are very narrow or very shallow, so I'm not sure how much I can cram in there. So let's get into it. So I have kind of wondered about keeping these supplies because the majority of time when I want to do art nowadays, I just pull out my iPad and do it on there. But I don't really feel ready to get rid of my physical supplies yet. So let's just see what we can do. So in the bottom drawer, this is a palette of gouache and a palette. So hopefully, yay, that fits. And then here, I can put all of my brushes. Of course, sitting here, it's making me want to actually paint. I really don't know how much decluttering I'm going to be doing. I think this is basically dried out, so we can let that go. This is just a spray bottle with water for special effects with watercolors. This is even. These bottles just have issues with closing, but I think this is still good. Barely. After that, I don't know what to do because these are my water bottles, or my reservoirs, or my brushes, and I really don't know what's going to happen to this table either. This is a drafting table from college that I just used as my painting table. There's no room for it in the room, so more than likely I will store it until I am emotionally in a place to say, okay, let's get rid of it. This is from my childhood, little lazy Susan. I think I'm ready to get rid of it because everything gets dusty and dirty as it just sits there. This is like completely coated in dirt. So I'm okay with getting rid of that. I Don't want to get rid of this. I like it as my paintbrush holders. So these three things, you know, I think they need to be on the surface, or they can be setting aside and I can use them on the surface. I don't know. So the rest of this stuff is like really just inspiration. This is a project I'm working on right now, but these are just inspiring pieces I like having around when I'm painting. Well, let's see if we can fit this. How much of this I can fit in that drawer. So here we are in the dining room. Okay. So this is my drawer. So I was saying it's difficult to store a bunch of canvases. Well, eventually artwork and paper can fill up spaces. And I also find that it tends to curl too. So if you actually want to frame it, it can start becoming a challenge. Wow, I'm fitting more than I expected to. These are tutorial paintings. That's why they're separate. Okay. Wow. That really surprised me that all that fit. Of course, it's not organized and it's not pretty, but it fit. At some point, I do need to go through it all and start weeding out the things I don't want to keep forever. But at the moment, it also fits. So as I continue making art, then I'll have to face that task later. So I now have an empty basket, and I'm just going to put this out in the garage. I have a place where there's empty storage things. I try not to get rid of storage devices as I'm decluttering, because at the end I may end up needing a basket somewhere. So for the time being, this will just go in the garage where I had those drawers. So I'll be back. So let's see. Getting rid of this. I don't know that I necessarily have to deal with these decorations right now. They'll more than likely just be moved and put near my art desk there. So that's probably similar to what it's going to be like there. I can deal with that. Down here, these doors were already here. This just has a bunch of paint in it. I want to find a different solution for storing and my paint, because it's kind of a pain to just dig through drawers, but I have yet to find a solution. The only thing that really kind of appealed to me was on the wall to put it's a pegboard and binder clips, and then you hang the binder clips on the pegboard, and then binder clip, you have your paint tube hanging from it. But that takes space, and I didn't have space to do that here, and I'm definitely not going to have space to do that there. So I don't know yet. Still thinking about it. I have no idea. I love it. It reminds me of Japan. And I was thinking I could put, what do you call it, brushes in it. But I really like my mug better for that. It's wider. It's easier to use that way. So I'm not sure. For the time being, I'm going to put it where my vases are. That is another area that needs to be considered, but I'm not going to worry about that today. And these are just inspirational photos in a book I was working through. I guess I can go in here with the tape. And while I have it all nice and clear, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down. Because it is dusty from me not being over here and using it. I always have a big trash can underneath my art desk to throw stuff away in. One thing that I have been considering for the other desk, because it's a sit-to-stand desk, it's electronic, you can make it go up and down, is they have surface-mounted bulletin boards. It clamps on the back side of your surface, and then just, so it's not affixed to the wall, it's affixed to the surface, so that the surface can goes up and down, but the bulletin board's still there. I'm thinking I might want to do that. And then several of these things can actually just be pinned to a board or put on a board somehow. There's other things that, you know, this heavy rock won't go on a board, but those are a couple different decorations to figure out what to do with. I think that's minor in the scheme of things. So overall, I think it's improved. I can imagine this working better than all the stuff on the surface before. So let me show you an after shot. Thank you for joining me today in the living room as we considered how my art desk will translate into Mom's house. I hope this inspires you to consider different ways of organizing your things to fit your needs. And honestly, I think I'm going to paint something now. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and in the meantime, feel free to like and subscribe.